Dear friends, the story of wise men is a mythical narrative used by Matthew to teach us two important lessons. Firstly, God is the answer to human longing and search. It is in God and God alone that human beings can find their longing fulfilled and search answered. Secondly, in this particular narrative, Matthew also enumerates the stages of our spiritual journey. When we analyze the writings of great spiritual masters, we understand that there are 5 stages in our spiritual journey towards God. Firstly, the spiritual awakening of the self. Secondly, the stage of purification. Thirdly, the stage of consolation. Fourthly, the stage of union. And finally, the stage of contemplative action. Let us go through these 5 stages briefly, one by one. First, the stage of awakening. From today's gospel, it is very clear that these wise men were seekers. They were not merely seeking material things. They were looking for something that was more than ordinary and mundane. Thus, we can safely assume that these people were already in the first stage. They were spiritual seekers. Secondly, when a person starts one's journey towards God, things are not going to be smooth and pleasant. The higher the price is, the costlier the price is. Since God is the costliest price of human life, naturally the path that leads to Him is strewn with hurdles and difficulties. When the wise men were on their journey to meet the King of Jews, on the way the star which led them disappeared. Star is a symbol of hope. Many of us start our spiritual journey with a lot of hope and enthusiasm. There comes a point in which the very hope that we have in God begins to get shaken. A sort of hopelessness and pessimism begins to invade us. Disappearance of the star symbolizes dark phases a person goes through in one's spiritual journey. Almost all the spiritual writers speak of dark nights in our spiritual journey. A very important book of St. John of the Cross, a very great mystic, is the dark night of the soul. These are the moments in which what was giving us consolation and guidance begins to disappear. It is during the moments of dark periods many people give up their spiritual journey. Spiritual authors like St. Teresa of Avila tell us that it is through these moments of crisis and darkness God purifies us. God cleanses us of our physical and mental impurities, which prevent us approaching God, who is all good and all pure. Thirdly, the stage of illumination or the stage of consolation and clarity. Though on the one hand, the wise men had to go through the stage of confusion and despair, but on the other hand, since they persevere in their journey, they once again found their hope, namely the star. Even the power-hungry Herod unwittingly guided them to the Messiah. When we persevere through difficulties and darkness, we will find God leading and guiding us. Those who persistently pursue different stages of spiritual journey with courage and equanimity enter into the next stage of meeting God, the stage of union. They find themselves standing in front of God and God in front of them. This is what that happened to the magi. Matthew says, on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. It is the symbol of deeper communion of the seeker with the divine. Finally, people who have met God and who have deeper communion with God cannot continue to live the same old life. It is said that the wise men returned to their country through another route. Though it was to avoid Herod, it has got a deeper implication for our spiritual life. It means that people who have experienced God cannot walk on the same old sinful path. They will be different persons. They will move from egoism to altruism. They will move from selfishness to other-centeredness. Let us pray. Loving Father, may we know that experiencing you is the answer for all our questions.